Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a new set. We're going in complete order, so the set we're checking out today is Chilling Reign, and then of course we're going to be highlighting a certain Pokemon, and we're going to be checking out their best cards in Pokemon history. And for today's video, that is going to be Glaceon. And we do have to do a giveaway today. All you got to do is make sure you subscribe, you got to hit that notification bell, you got to hit that like, then you have to answer the question of the day. What Pokemon do you guys like better, Glaceon or Sylveon? This is a card we're giving away today. Beautiful Team Rocket's Houndoom. And I do have to announce the winner from last Thursday's giveaway, and it is at Herbert Campus. Shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram. I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Punch-Out Gaming. Punch-Out Gaming is my local game store that I go to in Minnesota, and it's the #1 game store in all of Minnesota. I've actually been to every single one. No one can touch their variety, and they're only located 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities, so definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. Then, of course, you guys want to try out Tag for your first time, click the link, use the code BEARD10, get 10% off your first submission. And if you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use the code BEARD25, you get $25 off your first submission. All right, let's get into it. We have Chilling Reign. So total set value is $1,876. This set came out June 17th, 2021. So it is a very, very solid set. There's a lot going for it. The only complaint I've ever seen is that it's kind of a DLC set. As you can see, there's a lot of Galarian versions. So that would be, the DLC in Sword and Shield. Like we got the Galarian Moltres, Galarian Slowking, Galarian Rapidash, the Articuno, Zapdos, all that. But we do have the Blaziken VMAX, one of the most unique alternate cards we've ever gotten. That raw price is $361. We got the Galarian Moltres V, raw price $213. Then we have one of the coolest full art gold cards we've ever gotten, and that is the Gold Snorlax, which now raw is $120. It was at $70 and $80 for the longest time. Then we got the Galarian Slowking V, which in my opinion has one of the most unique, trippiest arts I have ever seen on a card. Raw price for that is $82. Galarian Rapidash V, beautiful card, $81. Got the Zorora V, $76. Then we got the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX at $69. Galarian Articuno V, $63. Galarian Zapdos V, $55. The Ice Rider does not get nearly as much love as the Shadow Rider, but the VMAX for that one is $41. Nice Blissey at $41. Tornadus V at $27. Got the Rainbow Blaziken VMAX at $27. Caitlyn at $24. The Shadow Rider Calyrex V alternate art at $23. The Rainbow Celebi VMAX at $23, and the Ice Rider Calyrex V alternate art at $19. I love this art. You cannot tell me that is a beautiful, beautiful art. Beautiful scene, too. It's actually one of the cleanest arts in the whole set, if you really look at it. But all right, let's check out some prices here. Here is the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX alternate art with a pop of $3,100 and a 10, $804 and a 9. This was down to $120. Now sitting at about $150 in a PSA 10. Next, we have the Galarian Zapdos V alternate art with a pop of $3,400 and a 10, $2,100 and a 9. It's got down to $130. Now sitting about $167 in a PSA 10. Next, we have the Galarian Articuno V with a pop of $2,900 and a 10, $2,000 and a 9. A little tougher to grade. Got down to $149. Now last sold $240 in a PSA 10. Next, we have the Zorora V. Another super clean art. Like, this thing is just crazy. This has a pop of $3,300 and a 10, $1,600 and a 9. Sitting at about $140 for a very long time. And right now, going up, last sold $350 and $390. I mean, everything is going up in price right now. It's kind of crazy. Next, we have the Galarian Rapidash V with a pop of $2,600 and a 10, $1,200 and a 9. Got down to $111. Now last sold $167 and $160. Next, the Galarian Slowking V with a pop of $3,200 and a 10, $1,300 and a 9. Got down to $160 and a 10. Now last sold $250. Next, we got the big boy, the Gold Snorlax. This was a $200 card for a while. Now last sold $275, $265. We even have a $300 sale. This has a pop of $5,900 and a 10, $1,900 and a 9. So there's a lot of them. Next, we have the Galarian Moltres V alternate art. This has a pop of $7,000 and a 10, $3,900 and a 9. This was at $373. Now last sold $582, $610, $520, and $650. Next, we have the Blaziken VMAX, the most expensive card in the set. This has a pop of $6,500 and a 10, $2,300 and a 9. Was at $675. Now last sold $910, $830, and $895. Not too bad. And raw, remember, this is like a $350 to $400 card. All right, we have the Chilling Reign booster pack, just sitting at $11. And we have the ETB. This is the Shadow Rider version. There is two different versions. They're around the same price. This is just a regular ETB. Was at $109. Now sitting at $140, $147, $115, and $150. Next, we have the Pokemon Center Chilling Rain ETB was at 165. Now last sold 198, 194, 199, and 190. And here is the booster box. One of the only things that's actually going down in price a little bit right now was at 550. Now last sold 499, 479, and 490. I mean, this is literally the same price as quite a few Scarlet and Violet booster boxes, which is crazy to think about. All right, we are checking out Glaceon. So we're going to check out some of these cheaper cards. We got the Astral Radiance Glaceon, which is a super nice art. We got the Pokeball. We're going to be checking the actual Master Ball here in a bit. Got a couple smaller promos here, some pretty nice arts. Got the Glaceon holiday calendar for the EX, another one for the V. Glaceon, of course, is going to be in that holiday calendar a lot. Another EX, another V. Got quite a few Vs. Got a V-Star at $5. Now here is the Prismatic Evolutions stamped Glaceon. This card comes in the surprise box. I genuinely feel like these are some of the most undervalued cards in Pokemon right now. I mean, the Umbreon obviously is a little expensive, but still very cheap. And you can get the whole set. Glaceon EX, got the nice stamp. There's even texture on these cards. Not too bad. Another holiday calendar, but the VMAX. Very adorable Sword and Shield promo. Number 192 for $5. Got the Plasma Freeze, probably non-holo for $6. Even got a Glaceon GX right here for $8.66. I just love like the snow cards and stuff. They just look so clean. But all right, let's get into it. We have the Glaceon Master Ball. This is a pop of 314 in a 10, 797 in a 9, so very low pop. This is at $230. Now that's sold $275, $255, and $299. It would be pretty sweet if you had all the evolutions in Master Balls. Next, we have the Glaceon EX SIR. This is a pop of 3,100 in a 10, 5,000 in a 9. Remember, every SIR from Prismatic Evolutions is somewhat tough to grade for modern standards, along with like Surging Sparks. There is sets in the Scarlet and Violet era where the SIRs are actually really easy to grade, but this is definitely one of the tougher sets. This is at 550, got up to 900, and we got to sell now at 854, 790, 731, and 761. Next, we have the Glaceon V with a pop of 6,000 in a 10, 4,800 in a 9. Got down to $244. Now last sold $299, $254, and $350. Not too shabby with a pop of 6,076 in a 10, 4,800 in a 9. Again, just such a clean art. Next, the Glaceon V-Star finally getting some love, but everything from Crown Zenith is going up. This was $118 in a PSA 10. Now last sold $172 and $167. This is a pop of 12,798 in a 10, 7,700 in a 9. This is one of the reasons, too, why Galarian Gallery cards and Trainer Gallery cards, I mean, besides like the non-textured ones, they usually have really high pops because they were, you know, very easy to pull compared to a regular set. And that's why these cards fluctuate so much. Next, the Glaceon VMAX. I just talked about this. I think this is one of the most undervalued cards in Pokemon right now. Yes, it is, you know, a $275 card, but just think, Umbreon VMAX is like $2,000. And look at the art on this Glaceon. We got a Pikachu and Eevee in this art. I mean, it's one of the most adorable arts you can even get. I think it is top tier. This was at $447 and now last sold $598, $610, $679. And like I said, raw, it's like a $250 card to $300 card. This is a pop of 10,000 in a 10, 3,200 in a 9. Next, we have the regular Glaceon V from Evolving Skies with only a pop of 585 in a 10, 477 in a 9. And last sold in a 10 is $81. And raw, this is like a $19 and $20 card. Next, we have the Glaceon Rainbow VMAX from Evolving Skies. This is a pop of 2,100 in a 10, 500 in a 9. This card sells for anywhere between $80 and $90 in a PSA 10, so very affordable. And here is the Glaceon GX from Ultra Prism with a pop of 254 in a 10, 242 in a 9. It was at $150 in a 10. Now last sold right around $230. And raw, this is about a $30 or $35 card if you want it somewhat clean. Next, same exact art, but the rainbow version also from Ultra Prism. This is a pop of 466 in a 10, 330 in a 9. Was at $260, and now last sold, we got $315, $318, $399, and then raw, we got $60, $55, $63, we got one at $80. Next, again, same exact art, but this is the shiny version from Hidden Fates with a pop of 5,800 in a 10, 3,200 in a 9. This was at $105. now sitting at about 148. Got one at 115, 127, 139. And then raw, it's like a $45 card, maybe 50 bucks. Next, the full art Glaceon from XY Fates Collide. I'm telling you, these full arts do pop in person. This is a pop of 358 in a 10, 747 in a 9, even 444 8s. You know, when we have more 8s than 10s, it's pretty difficult to grade. This was at $300 in December in a PSA 10. Now last sold $627. And then raw, they're still very affordable. I mean, we got a PSA 8 at 45, a bunch of raws at 30, PSA 9 at 80. Next, we have the black and white Glaceon promo. So you can get all the evolutions in this card. The nickname for these cards, I think, is the wallpaper cards because all of the backgrounds just look like kind of crazy wallpapers. This is a pop of 8 in a 10, which is just crazy. If you want this card actually clean, it's definitely going to be like $70, $80 now. We got a near mint here, 58, which is just crazy. Now raw, we got one near mint here at $57. It's definitely going to be like 50, 60, 70 bucks if you want this thing actually clean. It's a PSA 8 at 99. And then two, we got a PSA 10 sale, which was a few months ago at $14,999. The sale before was $3,000. Crazy. Next, we have the Glaceon Holo from Majestic Dawn. It's like no info on this card. This is a pop of 5 in a 10. Last sale says $11,100, which, I mean, if it's a pop 5, totally makes sense. The art is adorable too. There is a reverse holo that is also pretty expensive. Let's check some raw prices. We got a PSA 5 for $100. Lightly played at $75. Another one at $87, $125, $110. Definitely going to be over $100 if you want this thing like actually kind of clean. And we have the Glaceon Level X from Majestic Dawn. Very beautiful card. It says a pop of 10 in a 10. Last sold says $10,600. We got a PSA 9 at $2,068. And there's only 98 9s too. Last sold raw $250, $192, $260, $471. That is just insane. We got a PSA 7 at $570, a 6 at $416, another 7 at $570, $535. This is a very expensive level X card. It's probably one of the more expensive level X cards out of all of them. And last on the list, we have the Unagaba Glaceon card. This is a pop of $19,981 in a 10, $3,600 in a 9. This is at $132. Now sitting $170, $181, $153, $180, $200. Super cool, unique cards. I do wish they were a little bit tougher to grade. And we got a PSA 9 at $87, $95, and raw at $80. These cards used to be like $30, $20 even. We were picking up PSA 10s and BGS Gold 10s for under $100. We actually got the set completed. But all right, that was all the Glaceon cards. And I will be vending this weekend in Columbus, Ohio at their big XXL show with Beard Dad and the voice actor of Bulbasaur, the OG Terra Sans. So super excited for that. Definitely swing by if you guys are in the area. I had a ton of fun last time at the show. And I'm also giving away a Perfect Order Pokemon Center ETB on my Instagram. So definitely hop over to my Instagram and check out the rules so you guys can enter that giveaway. And then, of course, if you guys like this content and want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, check out the Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my newest vending video, which was a crazy good one, so many awesome moments in it, you can click that here. Otherwise, if you guys want to check out my other vending videos, I have an entire playlist up here. All right, we'll see you next time.